Hello, everyone. I am Nancy Yonner with Love to List and Keller Williams Realty, coming to you from the heart of my home, my kitchen. And as always, I'm joining you today here at 4 o'clock from my Love to List Facebook page. And it's where I come and I talk with you a little bit about real estate. I talk a little bit of health. Sometimes I prepare a nice healthy dish. I will talk about the home, whether it's decor or presentation. I've done a lot of tablescapes. So a little real estate, little health, and home is my theme for my live show. And I also love supporting local businesses. So thank you for joining me. And if you have come in after the live, please hit replay because I love to know that you checked in. So how is everyone doing today? I am talking today about, and for some reason I can't see any comments. So if you're here, just try and comment. Maybe that'll help. Oh, Russ, I think you're there. So great to see you. Whoops. Maybe not. Anyway, so sorry, guys. Anyway, so today I'm coming and talk. Oh, hey, Russ. I'm talking to you about something that's dear to my heart, and it is all about helping the older generation. And, you know, as I age, I'm up in my upper 50s, and I've been selling in the county for over 30 years. And so as I age, my big part of my clientele is older. And so I have been involved with many different scenarios, especially the last 10 years, where people have to make some pretty big decisions in their lives, kind of as they prepare to get into the next stage of their life. I also have personally experienced living in a multi-generational home, so I can speak from experience, both real estate and personal. And I also my mother-in-law's primary caregiver, so I can share a little bit about that too. So part 3 series, and today I'm talking about the decisions that people make. What's the driving decisions, why people make a decision, kind of like to go to their forever home, if you will, and what drives those decisions. And then part 2 is going to be about once the decision is made and you're blending households, kind of some really important discussion topics that people need to have if you're blending households. And then part 3 is going to be about tips and tricks and lessons learned as a primary caregiver. So it's not always just about selling homes. It's way more about that. And one of the things I wanted to share with you before I get into part 1 of this series is I was going through some old business files and different things, and we have these notebooks that we used to keep of photographs, actual photographs, these are all the houses that I've sold. I mean, I've got all kinds of these notebooks. And it's so funny because when I look at these pictures, I know a lot of these people, and I've seen these families grow, and I'm helping their kids. And again, my clientele is getting older, but it's just amazing that I can pretty much go to every page and I can, I know that person, I know that person. I remember that situation. And so that's a lot of experience that I can bring. And I love helping families with these big decisions. And the one thing I can tell you for sure, before I talk to you about some of the drivers of these decisions, is that you can never plan soon enough, and you can never talk to your realtor soon enough, okay? Hey, Mom. Because, you know, a lot of times people talk to the financial advisor early on, you know, younger in life to build the retirement. A lot of people talk about to their attorneys to get their trust and wills. But I don't know a lot of people that really think proactively about having a realtor come in before they're ready to sell or buy and really have a frank discussion about what their thoughts are, what their needs are, you know, whether they're going to buy in the area or not. Maybe they sell and leave the area. That's not the point. Your realtor can really help you with those decisions. And I have the experience, and I know there's a lot of other good realtors that do too. So some of the things that drive people to make these decisions for kind of like a forever home is something actually my parents went through, and they've always had two homes since about I was like in 7th grade. They had two homes, and I went to them at one point. I said, "You guys, now that Dad's retired, you guys, it's a lot of time and energy and commitment to have two homes, especially ones in northern Minnesota and here in the Washington, D.C. area. And I really think it would be great if you make this decision sooner than later versus when you're not healthy and you have to make a reactive decision." So that's what they did, and they are so grateful that they did that. They had a lot of fun. They sold a house here, and it was very emotional. It's hard on all of us. I don't even like driving by the old houses. But it was so great for them. They got to travel more. They enjoyed different things, different functions more. They weren't tied. They didn't have that stress of the second home. So lifestyle decision is one of the drivers for an older generation. And when I say older generation, I'm pretty much talking about when people are 65 plus, maybe 60, even myself, upper 50s. I'm thinking about what's next for Jerry and myself. And so I'm trying to think of where I want to go and what I need to do to get myself set up. So lifestyle could be what my parents went through, could be maybe you want to get to warmer weather, get to water. So lifestyle decision, also financial. When you retire, you're not going to have as much income. So you have to start thinking about your financial picture sooner than later. You also, oftentimes you become an empty nester, and do you really need that big home? You hear all about downsizing, right? That's one of the drivers of making that big decision, okay? Another one is health reasons. There's a lot of people that aren't as mobile, they're not as healthy, and maybe they have knee problems or hip problems, and they really can't do stairs. I'm working with a couple right now that really need to either have a main floor owner's bedroom or a home with an elevator. And a home with an elevator is becoming much more in trend. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about that in November. I'm going to talk about some of those senior places and a good place to move to. So mobility or health reasons could be a reason to move. And then maintenance. Maybe you don't want to deal with a yard, right? Maybe you're not capable of dealing with 3 acres anymore, or don't even have the desire to do that. So there's so many reasons why, people at my age and upper have to start thinking about these things. And I'm just telling you, it is way better to deal with it sooner than later. I've helped people when, it's been very reactive, and it's very, very, very difficult to move when people have gone down a hill physically, or they've had a loss. So that is my main point, that it is never too soon to reach out to your realtor and talk about these things. I'm trying to think some other scenarios that I have. I'm helping a family in Great Falls. They're moving to this really cool elevator retirement community here locally. And they're not retired yet, but they're going to probably be retired in the next year or two. So that is a couple that made a very proactive decision. I have a client, actually, one of her houses is in this book from 30 years ago, that they made the decision to downsize. They retired, and they moved from Leesburg to Purcellville maybe 4 years ago, and it wasn't the right fit. So they downsized twice, and then they ended up with a 1-level home. So, I can help you kind of navigate some of those pitfalls and make it a very positive experience. I just think that it's very, very important to really think these things through. And, next week when I talk with you, I'm going to be talking to you about blending households. And I have a lot of really good information to give you about that. I know what it's like to, my mother-in-law joined us. And so, this is a big trend right now, actually, where people are joining forces. They're blending households. Part of it is economy. Part of it is we're aging, we're living longer. So the blending of households can be tricky. So I definitely have some good information for you on that. And so I don't know if any of you here have had the experience of making these big decisions. You're retired and you had to give up your family home and downsize, or you made a lifestyle change or health. If you've done so and you've done it successfully, I'd love to hear from you. Or if you are thinking about it and need some help, I'm here to help. But I just love hearing your stories and what's going on in your life and where you are with all of that. So that's really where we are. And as always, it's been so nice to have a little conversation with you. This has been on my heart. So I hope you found it helpful to give you some things to think about as you plan for your next move, plan for your future. Feel free to give me a ring. In the meantime, I just want to say thumbs up and lots of love, and keep smiling. Okay? All right. I have got to go show a house, actually, to someone who I met 27 years